ready, guys? I think we're ready. I always sit here for a minute or so before I start kind of gathering my thoughts, and I hope you're ready. This is Jan Hicks of Jan Hicks Creates here. Welcome to my channel. Welcome back if you've been here for a while. Welcome to all my new subscribers. I appreciate you all being here. Today, I'm going to show you what I'm doing for Stitch Mania 2019. All WIPs, and as many of you know, I have a lot of WIPs. It's kind of insane, but that's okay. I have no problem with this. I have fun with every stitch I put in. First, we're going to do a little recap, I guess. I don't know. We're winging this because this is going to be a long one. Make sure you have your stitching, you have something to drink. If you need to go to the bathroom, go and get it done. Pause, go and get it done and come back. This is going to be a long one. So as you know, I am going to do, for the most part, a Stitch With Me video every day. Every day I'm going to be working on a new WIP, and I will be doing a short Stitch With Me. Now last year I did the same thing, and I'm pretty sure I said I'm going to do a short Stitch With Me every day. They turned out to be like 20 to 25 minutes every day. I want to keep it a little shorter. I apparently had more to say than I realized. Who knew? I would like to keep it a little shorter this year, but we'll see. I'll be starting out each video, except the first one of course, showing you what I got done on the previous day projects and then working on the project for that day for however length of time. There will definitely be some days that I don't do it. I don't know that I will be doing a video on the weekends. That's going to totally depend on what Mike and I are doing for the weekend. If we're just kind of hanging out here and not doing much, I probably will do a Stitch With Me. But otherwise I won't. I also mentioned that we do have visitors coming in the middle of May. Just gonna have to see how the mornings go, basically, to see if I have an opportunity to do a Stitch With Me. So let's see, this weekend was fairly quiet. Mike was on call this weekend, so we pretty much just stayed here. Therefore, the pictures that you saw at the beginning are just from some walks we did here in the neighborhood, so just kind of giving you a little glimpse of what our little valley here looks like. I did take some pictures of these gorgeous trees, and those will become relevant when I show you one of my projects later on, the Quilter's Cottage project. I believe they are called Abesia, something like that. I believe Michelle Bendy told me they are an import from Indonesia, and I think that's the name, but I couldn't swear by it. I did watch some new Flosstubers this week, and I didn't take notes. They were the ones that Donna Ray recommended on her most recent video. Shoot. So you can find the link on Donna Ray's in her notes. I will find them and link them in my show notes on my website when I do the show notes. But I can't remember their names off the top of my head. One lady though did basically a multimedia framed project, stamping, I think some stenciling with gesso, watercolor painting on a canvas to mount some cross stitch on. It was so cool and gives such a great idea for alternative ways to finish cross stitch. So I'm looking forward to seeing more from her, if I could only remember her name. I will link it though, and maybe I'll get my act together to actually put the names, whenever I'm editing this, put the names down below. Not down below in the description, but on the video. Anyways, let's see. I had to share with you, I'm definitely behind on the comments, guys, so bear with me as I slowly catch up with all the comments. But one really made me chuckle. My friend Teal, she's very active in Flosstube. She comments on a lot of our videos. She's active on the boards and, you know, on Instagram. A lot of you know her, I'm sure. I think it was when I mentioned or I showed the silks that I got, she said that she's a flosstube. Oh, that I'm costing her a lot of money and that she's a flosstube and proud of it. And I just had to share that with you because how perfect is that? Flosstube. I think we're all flosstubes. We love it here. We're not afraid to shout our pride in being here, being part of the community. And yeah, we have no shame in enabling and sharing and spending whatever money we want. All right, some of us more than others. Speaking for myself, you know, I'm on a kind of hiatus here. That did not stop me, though, from making a purchase yesterday. I really wasn't sure I was going to show this, but I guess I am because it came to my brain. So there was somebody, Trisha somebody on Stitch Maynia was showing her projects for Stitch Maynia, and she's doing a ton of like really big like Haid type projects, just gorgeous and a great selection. But she showed one that just stunned me, and I've got to get this so you can see it, and I had to get it immediately. It is on Etsy. The site is called Turn on the Bright, and this is called The Dream. So it was a PDF, so not terribly expensive. Actually very cheap considering it's a 24-page PDF, I think, in both color and black and white. $5.39 with a 10% off code. So this is called The Bright. It is full coverage. Excuse me. I don't know when I'm going to start this, but I had to have it. Just stunning. So anyway, slow weekend. Didn't do a whole lot. Did a lot of stitching. One of the things I did spend quite a chunk of time on Saturday morning, well, Saturday through the day, I showed you the silk floss that I got from Mrs. Sadus, excuse me, on Etsy. I did want to take that skein though and convert it to smaller skeins that were usable, so more like cross-stitch skeins rather than knitting skeins. So I got out my Yarn Swift and I found a very DIY solution for wrapping the floss around, and I made them into a bunch of mini skeins. So that one there is called Jan's Pride, and this one is Darling, and they are just scrumptious. I managed to get out of that big skein, these are 8-yard skeins, I got 33 skeins from the 275 yards. So for Shades of Gold, which is I started, and I will show you that in a little bit, I put in a bag what I needed. I put 4, I think I have 5 skeins maybe altogether. I probably don't need that much, but there you go. I don't know whether you can hear the baby crying. There's a baby in the apartment below us, and every once in a while, the joys of motherhood, right? Brings it all back. Anyway, Raquel is the name of the gal at Mrs. Sadus. She has one more, if I am understanding right, she has one more skein of Jan's Pride. Jan's Pride, she says, is very much like her Pride skein, only she changed the blues to be more tropical, to be more turquoise, to be more, she said she had in mind the ocean waters around Hawaii. So we're trying to figure out, work on a giveaway, auction possibly type of thing. I'm still processing and trying to think what is the best way to do that, but that will be coming up hopefully in the not too distant future. All right, so I think I'm going to just dive right in. So I have all of my WIPs in a laundry basket here. I do not have them. I usually pull everything out of their bags with the cover sheet when I'm showing you on my other floss tubes. I haven't done that because that would just be insanity. I need to get my list. They are in alphabetical order, and so that's the way I will be working on them. So bear with me as I open and close and pull out and put back in. I need to get back to my list. Bear with me on that. I was going to do a little recap of 2018. So 2018, I did 32. I got 9 of them done since then. So, you know, better than not getting any done. I'm happy with it. Anything I get done is good, but like I said, I love doing them all. Yeah, so this year I have, let's see, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44. And that is actually 45. And there are 4 or 5 that I'm not doing. Now, I realize that this takes me into mid-June. I am leaving. We made our reservations for our flights back to the mainland for June for StitchCon. I don't know whether you can hear that baby, but holy cow, she is not happy. We're leaving June 13th to head back to Phoenix. We're going to be spending a week up in Flagstaff in our RV, so we get some RV time. Coming back to Phoenix on the 26th, I'll fly to Cincinnati. Mike will fly back here to Hawaii. So yeah, this lineup takes me to June 13th. Now, I am hoping to get 2 of them done before then. I may try and double up some days because I'm going to be getting insane enough with the trip that I don't need to be doing this too. Who knows? We'll see. But let's let the games begin, right? All right, we are starting off with the 16th century English garden. This is the pattern by Liz Turner Deal that I have had in my stash for years and years. This is part of my year of BAPS. I have 2 of her other patterns that I will get done at some point. I didn't pull out anything to hold behind this, so fold up the fabric here. This is what I have done on this so far. So I'm working on these 2 knot gardens up here at the top. It's a gorgeous piece. And the, as always, the colors do not show as well on the video as I would like. It is I never said that, did I? It is April 23rd, 9:25 a.m. in Mililani. It is 75 degrees, going up to 78. It says mostly cloudy, although right now it's in a mostly sunny part of the mostly cloudy. Guess that's the other half of mostly cloudy. It was mostly cloudy earlier. I don't mind the mostly cloudy in the morning because that means we stay cooler up here in the mountains or in the valley or wherever we are. I'm going to try and keep them in alphabetical order as I put them in. I have a second laundry basket here to put them in. Yeah, it's crazy. Next one is Aloha. Now, please bear with me. A lot of these are digital patterns that I need to find the picture for. And actually, Aloha, I cleared out a lot of my pictures because my storage devices, otherwise known as iPad and iPhone, are constantly yelling at me that they are out of space. I'm not going to try and fuss with this one because this is actually one that isn't in Dropbox because it is from the magazine, the April 2019 issue of Cross Stitch. I can never remember. Cross Stitch Crazy, I think. So I have a good chunk of the word aloha done in the middle of that one. As I'm going through these, I will be thinking about what is going to go with me to StitchCon. That is still something, I have a month, right? Month and a half? A month and a half, yeah, before we leave. But, you know, you start thinking. Next is Aloha by Jeanette Douglas. So this is the one that she designed for the cruise going out of Hawaii here. As you can see, 2013, so it is an older one. It is not available in stores. You can get it from Jeanette directly. I have her email address on other posts that I've done about this on my website if you're interested. I'll try and remember to include it in this one too, but I can't make any promises. And this is what I have done so far. I have a volcano and a couple of palm trees. Coconut palms. Whether you can see the coconuts there in the middle. With a different type of stitch. Next we have, those are going to slide right down, American Farmhouse. This is one that was one of the club pieces from Country Sampler Store last year in their Farmhouse series. The Scarlet House, Tanya released this this year at market. You can see it is going to Maria next once I get it done. Put it back in here or I will lose it. So I have a nice chunk of that done. This was a kit, so this is all the kitted material and floss. I love this dark color of fabric. This is so scrumptious. And of course the house really stands out nicely on that. So that is that one. And I just put this down on the bag. In my little cat bag, it is covered with cat fur. So now this is probably covered with cat fur. Such is life of a cat owner, right? Next we have Blessed Bee. Blessed Bee is a Brenda Gervais. I believe this is a 1/1. Let me find the picture. There it is. That's a wonderful piece, isn't it? I don't remember off the top of my head what fabric I'm doing for any of these, so forgive me for not saying that. I got a chunk of the house done last year. This is probably a 36 count though. It is not over 1. This is over 2, but yeah, it looks like a 36 count. When I remember what the fabric is, I'll say it, or I will try to remember to say it. All right, next we have Brick House Sampler. Now this is one of the bags I actually have 2 in. I'm also working on Blackberry House, but I am not doing this during Maynia. I decided to hold off on that one, but I am doing Brick House Sampler, and this I believe is one of her over 1 pieces. I've had a ton of over 1 pieces last year, and probably a ton this year too, because You know I love over 1. I did not get very much of this done at all. I believe that's the right way. Nope, that's the door. That's the right way. So this is a mushroom Lugana, probably 28 count over 1. Love those little stitches, just love them. Next up we have Colorful Deer. This is actually one of the first, this and the Linen and Threads sampler that I finished last week are the first pieces that I did when I came back to stitching. And you know, I don't even remember what really made me come back, what triggered it. But I know I was looking at stitching on Amazon and found this kit. And this is an artwork, piece of art from someone. Don't know the designer, I don't have it written down. I'm sure I've seen it somewhere, that I absolutely adore. So I got the kit. Now, this is Aida. I know, surprise, I don't usually stitch on Aida. But because this was one of the first pieces that I came back to, I decided to go with the kit. And it's fine, you know, it makes for some very easy stitching, which isn't a bad thing because there's a lot of confetti in this. And this is a big piece. I kind of wish I had changed out the fabric, but it's fine. I'm still going to work on it. He's a handsome guy, and I love, of course, all the colors. So that is called Colorful Deer. Next we have the Do Re Mi sampler. So this is one that I'm doing. This is Silver Creek Samplers, and I'm doing in honor of my mother. My mother and I loved Sound of Music. So this is some of them. The other one's in there too. And I'm changing out the colors, of course. Actually, I stole the color conversion from somebody online. One of the Facebook groups shared her color conversion, and it was more of a rainbow. So that's what I'm doing. This is a dark purple up here. I think it's 550. It's a mixture. I'm using a mixture of DMC and overdyed floss. Each one of these things actually goes pretty quickly. I wish I would, you know, spend some time getting it done, and I will eventually. This is a 30 count Murano in pewter that I got from the store Creefles. I don't know whether that was in Maryland. Creefles, I think it is, or it was, up north of Baltimore many years ago. So anyways, work more on this. That needle is totally hosed, but at least it's not going to fall out and get under my feet. The kits that I have specialty floss in, you can see I leave them all in there. The ones that are all DMC, I have my master rings that the DMC is on. So a lot of my projects don't have the floss in them, but the ones that I'm using specialty floss in do. So this one is, the next one is the Four Seasons Street Scene. This is the big one by Soda Stitch. I know I have a picture of that handy. All right. So I'm backing up a little bit here to show you Aloha. So there's Aloha for those that haven't seen it before. So I had gotten a chunk of the words done. All right, and the Four Seasons looks like that. So now this fabric is a 36 count that I had custom dyed for me by XJU Designs. It's huge. I'm not going to unroll it all, but I have a little tree done on the very end of my Four Seasons piece. Aren't those colors pretty? So yeah, this one's going to be a while in the making, but that is okay. And as you can see, I mean, this takes a lot of DMC floss. All of the floss is on my master rings for all my projects. So, and you know, sorry about that. That works for me because whenever there's floss, a number of floss that's used in several different projects, I don't have to worry about it being in a different project when I need it. It's all on those rings. It works well. Next up we have, the fractal bookmark. And I am definitely looking forward to getting back to this one. If you'll recall, that is what that beauty looks like. This was the free bookmark on Cross Stitch Collectibles for March. And that is what I have done on that. This is a much more fun piece than I ever expected it to be. I expected with all the confetti for it to be tedious, but I'm just loving how the colors are playing out so much that it is not tedious at all. I'm trying to remove a cat hair. All right. Next we have the Grace Quaker sampler. Grace is a beauty. You'll remember this is one, and the fractal I'm doing 1/1 on 28, probably Lugana, Jobelin, one of those. Grace was a stitch along with this Nana Stitches, Tamara Bowen, Andy Velo, Nana's Needles, Lynette Peters, One Lap One on Instagram. Tamara is the only one of us who got this done. If you haven't seen her finished piece, go check out her, I think it's her most recent Flosstube. I don't think she's put up another one yet since that one. So this is Grace. It is by Sampler Cove. I am doing it on a 40 count Ash Rose linen by XG Designs. And I have a nice chunk of that done. Again, if I plugged away on this, I would be able to get this done. And that's a truer to life color back here. I would be able to get this done probably in a month, a couple weeks, something like that, if I were to only work on this. It is awfully pretty. I love what I've done with this. We're at a half hour already, and I'm only on number 11. Told you, this is going to be a long one. It'll be interesting to see how long it takes to upload. I'm not going to pull this out later, but I will be referencing it later. Remember this floss color. It's Victorian motto. It's called Primitive Stone. It's a grayish, creamyish, off-whitish. Remember this for later. Next we have Green on Green. Who doesn't love green on green? So that is Rosewood Manor. Remember that? Another one of those starts that I couldn't resist, right? Grr, where did I put it? So I got the, these I'm using Silks for You. You see a theme here with my colors? I know, can't resist. This is on burnt bronze fabric, 32 count. I bought this at Keepsakes last year. I have never seen this fabric since then. I've been looking because people are asking about it. It is a Under the Sea Fabrics. I don't know that they still make this colorway. Again, another just gorgeous, gorgeous piece. So I will be doing all of the alphabet in the turquoise, blues, silk, and then the gold and the cream are going to be through here, and I'll be putting spots of the turquoise over there as well. It's a beautiful piece, and again, you just don't see it as well on the video. Mostly because, you know, you use your, I record on my iPad, and I'm using basically the selfie camera for it, and this resolution on the selfie camera isn't nearly as good as the other camera. But you get the idea. And as I've mentioned before, I put a ton of pictures on my post on my website. That's why I'm doing those, so that I can use all the pictures that I take. Get everything put away here. And it also allows me to do better links than what I can do down below. And, you know, helps me keep a better log of things. All right, next is Guiding Light. This is the Lighthouse kit that I got from my bobbin. This is the one that I got that hemp fabric from Jackson Fabric Arts on Etsy. This is a 32 count fabric. And I just got the littlest of starts on this. This is the door of the lighthouse, and just a little bit of the lighthouse around it. But you'll remember this fabric was just stunning. So I am looking forward to getting back to that one and putting some more stitches into that. This did come with Ada, the kit, but of course I switched that out to something else. Next up we have Hibernation Day. Hibernation Day is Heartstring Samplery. This is one of my WIPs, or one of my new starts from Maynia last year. I originally saw this on Lisa Smith, Kindred Stitchers YouTube, and had to start it. I think she has since finished hers, or she's very close to finishing it. I got a chunk of the top band done. I am changing the colors a bit. Actually, I think I'm changing the colors a lot to what I had on hand rather than the called for colors. The fabric, trying to see if I have any markings on it. It's a 32 count. Probably like a week's dye work. I don't know the color, but it is definitely a darker gray, bluish gray, kind of like a steel gray, really pretty. But anyways, instead of that more natural linen, I'm doing it on the gray, and I think that's really, really pretty. Next up, History of Sheep. All right, this is another one I need to find the picture for. So this is a Jardin Privé. It is a 4-piece set. Actually, I guess it's Sheep Story, not History of Sheep, but Story of Sheep. So that is the first part. And you can see here where it fits in to the scheme. Part 2 with the little sheep jumping over the fencey. And that's where that fits. Part 3. I love that every part has an alphabet. Look at the sheep stack. Oh my God, it's so cute. And of course a house. Part 3, and that's where part 3 goes. Come on. What the heck? So 1, 2, 3. And then part 4. With the spinning wheel. There are the ladies spinning and the bees. I love this piece. And so 4 goes there. I adore this piece. I really need to get back to it, don't I? Well, I will. For a little bit during Stitch Mania. This is in a bag with Moments in Chalk. Moments in Chalk is another one I decided that I am not going to do. And I've also decided, just as a total segue or a total side note, Moments in Chalk has that middle piece and then all the flowers around it. I've decided I'm just going to do the middle piece. I only own like 1 or 2 of the flowers around it. They're monthly designs. I'm just going to do the middle piece, which means I'll have a ton of fabric left over, but that's okay. So, the story of sheep. I have part 1 almost completely done. How sweet is that? This is, I believe, a 32 count linen. I don't know brand or anything. This, I'm actually doing 1 piece of floss, 1 strand of floss. I didn't like the 2. It was too bunchy to me on this linen. And I'm fine with the 1 because I think it, this is kind of a rustic piece. And the 1, I think, gives it a little bit more of a rustic look. I don't think you can really tell, actually, unless you really were paying attention. But anyway, Jardin Privé, Story of Sheep. Love, 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 love. That's the thing. I love them all. I want to do them all like every day. I know. Insanity abounds. Let's see. Hoity-toity. Sorry, guys. All of my pouches are falling down. I have a bum elbow and a bum shoulder to go with my bum back. Okay, hoity-toity. Trying to think where I have a picture of it. I know you guys know what it looks like. But in case there's one person out there that doesn't, let me find the picture. There she is. Long Dog Samplers. Hoity-toity. I mean, such a gorgeous piece. So this is one of the ones I have a color conversion on my website under the color conversion page. The colors are similar. I'm just pinking it up more than making it more peachy or orangey. This is the same fabric. This is a 36 count. It's the same fabric that I am doing Shades of Gold on. And you will see that in a few minutes. I mean, really, such a stunning piece. Look at that house. All the detail on it. And of course the birds. How do I put it down? How do I put any of these down? It's hard, I tell you, hard, because I do love them all. Let's see. Next, Home for Christmas. This is one that was a Dying to Stitch club piece last year. I don't know which club because I'm not a member, but it was on It was for sale on Stash Unloading, and I grabbed it. So it was the whole kit that I got. I believe this is marked to go to Tamara Bowen next. We have a good chunk done. I'll get a little bit more done during Maynia. This is a 36 count. I don't know which, well, I guess I can look because it's a kit. 36 count Winter's Brew, R&R Productions, because, you know, that's Dying to Stitch. That's the Dying to Stitch people. Jacobean tree. I said it wrong. See, I'm out of practice. Jacobean tree. All right. That is that one. I pulled out, it's done on an Ada, I don't know what count. I pulled out, I believe this is the 35 count. Huge piece that I have from my friend Cheryl CJ, and so I have a chunk of the bottom done. 1 stitch over 2. It's going to be a huge piece. What if my pieces aren't huge? I know. Again. Actually, I can't wait till I get up into the tree, more of this one, and into the flowers, because those bottom little hillocks are kind of boring. But that's okay. It all comes together. Next one is June from Prairie Schooler. I want to do all of these, all of the months. This is the, I might own another month, I don't remember. But I'm doing them over one. That isn't working. Here, what's on the back of you? Is that adorable over one or what? I can't even. Now I believe this is, it might be a 28 count. Very, very openly woven linen. Is that frickin' cute? So I'm changing up the colors a bit. I'm definitely not going to do a brown house. I don't know what I'm doing there. But OMG. I think this is just adorable over one. Just adorable. I want to do everything over one. I love it. Can't you see all these little things over one? All the little month things. Oh, it's just so cute. I also love these pieces. I want to do those too. I want to do everything. Where? All right, that is June. Leeds House Sampler, another one of my starts. One of my starts at the beginning of the year for my house year of BAPS. Big ass projects. Leeds House Sampler by Rosewood Manor, my second Rosewood Manor in Stitch Maynia. Such a gorgeous piece. I mean, oh. And it actually stitches up pretty quickly, you know, if you would actually spend time on it, Jan. So I'm using the Sulky Petites that it calls for. Wonderful threads to work with. I do have a video where I show stitching with this, one of my Stitch With Me videos where I talk about using these and kind of give a little review. So that is that one. I have the alphabet just about done. Or maybe I have it. Oh, I have the alphabet all done, don't I? V, W, X, Y, Z. Yeah. How about that? The colors are just gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. The alphabet stitched up really quickly. So, do you know what I'm going to say? I can't wait to get back to this one. Can't wait. Leeds House Sampler. That was a market release from last year, if I remember correctly. Louise and Henry is next. This is a Little House Needleworks piece, another sheet piece, because we do have a theme. You all know it, you all love it. I coffee tea dyed this fabric to make it grungier, and it is quite grungy and smells wonderful. I think I used my cinnamon flavored coffee for it. Actually, I think it's just coffee dyed. Isn't that pretty? So anyways, we got the bottom almost done. That sheep is going to take forever. Maybe I'll take this to StitchCon. Certainly would be good to stitch on the plane. Oh, the plane. Oh my God. Hawaii to Phoenix. At least we'll be in Phoenix for a week, so I'll get over jet lag a little bit there. And then Phoenix to Denver to Cincinnati. I'll have 3 hours of jet lag again to get over there. Then coming back, it's going to be Cincy to Chicago to Phoenix. I'll overnight in Phoenix and then leave the next morning for Hawaii, and it'll be a mess. That's going to be painful, but that's okay. Do you want to hear a killer though? Oh my God. Now don't get me wrong, we love our cats for the most part. Sasha drives me insane. He pooped in the middle of the rug the other day for absolutely no reason, but that's not what I was going to say. We have to get a pet sitter, right, for our trip back. Any place we go, we have to get a pet sitter because we're not taking the cats off the island again until we leave in 4 years. It's going to cost $900 for the pet sitter. That's more than our flights. I mean, it's painful. But it is what it is, right? What we do for our animals. All right. Next, I'll talk about one I can't wait to get back to. You know her, you love her, Luz Gonzalez. Now she is the Spanish sampler, Spanish reproduction sampler. Again, another one of my starts for my year of BAPS. This is stitched on 40 count linen from Victorian Motto in the called for silks. And I will say sorry, not sorry for having not ironed all of these. That wasn't happening with all of these. Oh my God, this is so pretty. So pretty. Let me do this. See, this is what happens when I don't have them all set up beforehand, and then I don't want to lose the needle again. Luz Gonzalez. And really, guys, I wish you could see it in person. It is so, that block there of the satin stitches is just so scrumptious. I started to work on the big rose. That's what you're seeing here. I'm not going to pull it back out again. You'll see it. You'll see it in a few days. You'll see it in 22 days. We're on May 22nd. Oh my God. May is going to fly by. You know that? Doing this, May is going to fly by. Come here, Silk Floss. Let me put you in here so I don't lose you. And that means it'll be June before you know it. We'll be back in Phoenix. We'll be out in the RV. Mike and I can't wait to get back out in the RV. And then it'll be StitchCon time. All right, next, Midsummer Garden. Midsummer Garden is an XG Designs piece. I have one of this in one of my fancy Ziploc bags. Actually, I think it's probably the Ziploc bag it came in. So it is stitched with her floss, Judith's floss, and fabric. The fabric is Rocky Mountain, I believe. I don't remember. And like I said, the flosses are all hers. And that's what I have done of that. So working on this gorgeous border. Just beautiful colors. And of course, beautiful fabric. It is 36 count, like I said. So it'll be wonderful to get back to that and get a few more stitches in that. I don't know whether I will, you know, part of me wants to iron these before I pick them up, you know, so that they're nice and crisp when I start again, when I go to put the stitches in it. But knowing myself and how anxious I am to get as much done as possible, ironing never seems to happen. All right, Mr. Peacock, otherwise known as A Peacock's Garden. This is the mystery stitch along this year by Linen and Threads. I am nowhere near where the current releases are. Of course, they're getting ready to release May. I have January done, which is the Peacock. And I've started the Path, which was February. And that's okay. I'm not worried about this one being caught up or anything like that. How handsome is he? And of course the fabric. This is 36 count, unknown, from my stash from years and years and years ago. Okay, so the next one is mushrooms. Now this is the design by Elisa Ochnius. This is the one that I was working on for my son, or am working on for my son, or will be working on for my son. So, psychedelic mushrooms for my son. So if you can't beat them, join them. And that's what I have on that. Now, is that gorgeous or what? Talk about happy colors. Oh my God. I love it. I hope he loves it. You know, you just never know. Almost 23-year-old kid, I showed him the design. He said, oh yeah, that's really cool. We'll see if he likes the cross-stitch vibe when he actually gets it. Depends on how high he is at the time, I guess. I know, shocking. Let's see. Next we have, okay, so I have several different ones in here because these are all digital. So let me pull out Om first. Let me find the picture. Om is the gorgeous elephant. And again, can't wait to get back to it. You guys remember him, right? God, he's gorgeous. And I just have a little bit done in the corner up here. This is 28 count Dense Fog Jobelin. And that's what I have done there. This is all in DMC. So yeah, it'll be nice to get some more stitches in on this handsome fellow. Let's see. Paradise Floral is next. I'm going to put this here because I need to pull it soon. Had them out of order. It's right here. So Paradise Floral, you'll remember, is the one that I started just a week or so ago because I could, because I wanted to, from Cooler Design Studios. Let me find it. There it is. Another Hawaii themed one. You'll remember I am doing this on this gorgeous rainbow fabric. And I haven't done any more since I showed it on my Flosstube. So it will get some more beautiful stitches in it. What day? That will be May 27th. Are you guys laughing at me? That's okay. I'm laughing at myself. That's totally fine. We'll all laugh together. Next is the Philip Foster House. This is another one of the patterns that's from the Country Sampler Farmhouse Series Club from last year. This is the heartstring samplery one. Philip Foster Farmhouse in Oregon. Another gorgeous design by Beth. This is, let me see if I have it handy. I don't have it handy here, what the fabric is. I'm sure it, oh, let's see if it says here. No, I'm sure it's another 36 count, and I'm also sure that it's another R&R Reproductions one. I don't know which one. So got the outlines done a bit here and some of the pretty gingerbread on the porch. Next we have Pink Etude. This is another one from mybobbin.com, and one of my birthday starts. This is the peonies. And again, another one that is just going to be gorgeous, if I do say so myself. This is a 32 count linen. This is one of those projects that has blends in it, so I wanted to be sure and get a project or a linen that I'd be using 2 threads with. So got a nice start on that. This is the leaves down at the bottom here and the start of the outline of that peony. Or roses, I don't know which. All right, I think next, yes, we are staying in that. Let me find these ones, Pretty Little India and Pretty Little Hawaii. So we want to go to the Satsuma Street folder because, yes, I have everything neatly organized. I also have Pretty Little London, Pretty Little New York, and Pretty Little DC to do because, you know, that's where I've been. Oh, okay, so Pretty Little India. And Pretty Little Hawaii. Actually, I do have the hard copy. Where did I put the hard copy of Pretty Little Hawaii that Carolyn gave me? Oh, it's in there. I need to pull that out. Pretty Little Hawaii. So I'm working down here on Pretty Little Hawaii. I got my little whales done. I'm doing these on 36 count, just a plain white linen, so that the colors really pop. Well, I got one little whale done. I'll get the other little whale done. I didn't have the other color for the sea. That's one of the ones I got when we were in Phoenix when I got all that floss, so now I'm good with that. And then Pretty Little Hawaii. I have a good chunk of the center done. Working up, this is the reflecting pool working up to the Taj. Really, really want, and again, 36 count white linen, the same as Hawaii. Really, really want to get back to those. I would love to get those done this year. I just don't know how realistic that is with everything else. Because I want to get it all done. Okay, I think that's everything in this pouch, so that can go over there. All right, Quilter's Cottage. So this is one of the ones that I'm working my little butt off to try and get done before Maynia started. And I forgot to pull out the picture again, so forgive me for that. You'll just have to, there it is, that's the chart, but you can't really tell through the pouch. So remember I told you to keep in mind that primitive stone Victorian motto floss that I'm using on Grace Quaker Sampler. I said to keep it in mind because that's what I've used here on the tree trunks as well as the smoke. Now, Jan, why did you choose that for the tree trunks? Well, remember the pictures of the trees at the beginning with those white trunks, the ones that I said are imported from Indonesia? They are all around here. They're gorgeous. Their canopies are kind of wide and spreading, and then these white trunks that come down, and at certain times of day when the light's shining right, they just glow. They just glow. So while the canopy isn't, you know, indicative of these trees, I wanted to do the trunks in those colors. So that is my house pretty much done. Still have to fill in the red little heart on the door and fill in the red flowers in the bushes around the front. So I've started to work on the path, working my way down. So I still have an awful lot of stitching to do on this. Right, I have to, it's not going to take long to do this in here since it's kind of sparse. The alphabet won't take long, but these quilts are going to take long. There's a lot of stitching there. I have a week, right? We'll see. We'll see, because there is another one I want to get done too. And look, that needle almost fell out again. What is it with needles? I think it's this piece too that I keep losing the needle for. Oh my God, this is Silk Weaver's 32 count. I do have the thingy in here, actually. In case you were wondering, Silk Weaver's 32 count Meadow Mist. This is another piece that I got at Keepsakes this past October. I put an order in with Stephanie for when I'm there during StitchCon. It's going to be my Christmas present, so I'm kitting up something for Christmas. I'm going to kit up the English Garden sampler for myself for Christmas. All right, Sally Spencer. Why are you there? Wait, why is that there on my list? Oh, why are you the whole way down there? You're out of order. All right. Modern Folk Embroidery, 4 Seasons, Quaker Sampler. You guys have seen it. I don't have a good place, I think, where I have all 4 shown together. Actually, all 12 shown together. All 4 seasons shown together. But you know this one. I've showed it to you many times. It's been the bane of my existence, right? The old part that I still have to take out, and the new one. Get a few stitches more done on winter. This is part of my year of BAPS. So it's moving along, and it's so pretty. I enjoy every stitch on this one. And it's a 40 count. I believe this might be an XG Design fabric as well. I don't remember exactly. But yeah, it's down further in my list for some reason. I think I was just finding stray things and adding them after a certain point. All right, Sally Spencer. You know it, you love it, Birds of a Feather. This was a stitch along with many, many different people. Most everybody has it done, except me. This is 36 count Confederate gray fabric, which I absolutely adore. I think this fabric is just scrumptious. I'm not sure who the maker is, but someday I need to get me more. Of course, it doesn't help to have the peach paper showing through, but I have a long way to go. But this fabric is scrumptious. I love this color. It's definitely a mottled grayish brown, old looking, interesting looking, and it's just scrumptious. I think I sent a needle flying too. No, it didn't. There it is. Oh, it's connected to floss. That helps. I am using different colors than the called for on this. I don't think I've put this one on my color conversion page yet, so I will have to get that done at some point too. Sally Spencer, Birds of a Feather. Schoolhouse Lessons. ABC Darien, Brenda Gervais, With Thy Needle and Thread. This is from a couple years ago. This is another one of the first ones I picked up and came back to when I returned to stitching. I do have all of the patterns. This is the first one. Another 1/1 piece. And I am going to figure it out to be on one long piece. So I kind of have the threads kind of marking where the pieces should end. I don't know. Things are kind of all over the place here, so I'm not sure what's happened. But anyways, this is a lovely piece. I've seen many people do it in many different configurations that have all just been stunning. Love it. Need to get back to it. Wonder where my needle is for this one. I might have taken it out. Some of the older ones I took out. But anyways, I do have all the patterns in here. And I have the floss for this all shoved in this neat little case. All kind of rolled up together. So this is all nicely contained should I ever want to just pick it up and go, except apparently I don't have a needle. All right, you go in here too. All right, and this bag, isn't this bag cool? This is actually something I got. Laura Nelkin has a monthly, weekly, no, yearly retreat in Ithaca called Knit Ithaca. And this was, I went the first year she did it, and this was the goodie bag. Isn't that cool? Very cool. All right. Sea glass. We love sea glass, don't we? So that is Carolyn Manning Designs. This is another one of my, oh shoot, I don't have the picture of it. Hold one. Picture stored away with the pattern. Of course, I have my working pattern in the pouch, but so that nothing happens to it. Sea glass, Carolyn Manning. This was one of my birthday starts. Doing it over one. I need to sew this fabric. Look at that. That's not good. This is over one on a 28 count. Look how pretty that is. Oh, I love that. Do you know why I love it? Turquoise. Sea glass. I know. I want to do it all. I've really got to, I should leave that out. That's one of the things I need to do, which is going to take a chunk of time, is all of these old projects and the new ones that I never did, do the zigzag around the edges of the fabric so they don't fray anymore. All right. Small house. No, that's not next. Oh, this one's next. Seasons. Okay. So Lila Studio Seasons Summer. You've been seeing this on my YouTubes, my Flosstubes recently. This is the other one that I really hope to get done before Maynia starts. I know that's a lot of stitching between Quilter's Cottage and this. I got a good chunk of it done though. Got another bird, or one of the birds done, got the branches done, got started down here. This is a 40 count. This is either Legacy or Heritage, I don't remember which. It's a fairly, I don't know whether you can see, it's a fairly tightly woven fabric, linen, compared to some of the other linens I work on. So it's actually a little bit more difficult to work on and see, because the holes are closed up more and definitely closer together. 40 counts, so yeah, but makes it a little bit more of a challenge. You are staying out. Oh, I should have left Quilter's Cottage out too. Okay. Spring door. That's not next. Hold on. Small house. Are you getting tired yet? Do you need to take a bathroom break? We're at an hour and 15 minutes. This is insane. Spring door. This is another one of my starts from last year's Maynia. This is from the magazine Just Cross Stitch, April 2003. A small house can hold as much love as a large one. And that suits Mike and I perfectly. I am doing this on, I believe it's vintage pecan, no, navy bean. And of course, I've totally changed the colors. So this has a very kind of lodgy, cabiny in the woods vibe, the browns and all that. Not me, changing it to turquoise, right? Because that's what I do. So got a chunk done on that with the tree and part of the house last year. Love this fabric. I believe it's a 36 count. Might be a 40 count actually. Why do I want to keep thinking it's pearl barley? It's either, oh, I have the thing in here. Hold on. 40 count vintage navy bean. Lakeside Linens. Got this fabric at the attic last year. Whenever we went, I don't remember. Another one that, you know, it probably won't take too long. Just got to get back to it. That's one I can foresee being hung in the RV when the time comes. All right, now we are on to spring house, spring door. It's actually called, I know a lot of you have looked for it on My Bobbin. This is another one I got from My Bobbin. I believe it's actually called Sweet Home Spring. So there is that one. This I am doing over one on a 28 count, possibly a 30 count, I don't remember. I don't know which way it goes either. I don't know, I think it goes this way. I think this is another one that has blends in it, but I've decided for this one I'm going to try and find over-dyed flosses that will work for the blends, because I want to keep these small. I have, oh, 25 count, okay. I have pieces cut for all 4 of the doors. I do have all 4 of the door patterns. Alrighty, next we have my Chatelaine Taj Mahal mandala. There is that beauty. So I have the center square done, and I'm starting to work on the Taj over here. There's definitely a theme in my stitching, right, India? Indian themes, Indian things. So there's that. I would really like to get this one done this year too. I don't know how realistic it is with everything else I'm doing. I'm looking forward to, once I get back from StitchCon, really getting back into a serious rotation with my year of BAPs. I may stray from that again with Christmas in July. I haven't decided. I'd like to do ornaments again in July, but I really want to concentrate on my big projects too. So, pulled in so many different directions. Okay, the next one. And this is going to take some finagling. Things Unseen sampler by Lizzie Kate. This was a stitch along with Steph, Just Keep Stitching. Christina, Stitch All the Things. I think Christina finished hers. I'm not sure. There was a bunch of other people. I don't remember who else. So this is the one that I cut the fabric the wrong size. Don't slide out. Just stay in there, for heaven's sakes. So what I've decided is I'm going to find fabric that works with this one and attach it and sew it together, like happens with Blackbird Designs, and some other designers do it too. I can't decide whether I should sew it all together first or do the stitching first and then sew it together. I think the first thing I need to do is find fabric that will work, because I'm going to need, so I'll need a piece for this over here, and I'll need a piece down at the bottom. And I don't need it to be the exact color, I just need it to be the same basic weave and the same count, of course, which I think is a 32 count. Isn't that pretty? I worked on this on our trip to Canada last summer. I love how pieces keep the memory of what you've been doing at the time. I think that's one of the special things about doing handwork like this. You remember, if you've traveled with it, you remember those times. They kind of become attached to the piece. Alrighty, Tree of Dreams. This is another one of my year of big ass projects. Starts from the beginning of the year. This is a kit I got from Amazon. Full coverage piece. Again, not doing it on the Aida that it came with. Pulled out a piece of 28 count even weave, and that is what I'm using. I'm using the floss that came with the kit, but not the fabric. So I have a start down here in the bottom corner. This was all big chunks of color, so I thought this would be an easier place to start and get a bunch done, which it was, but a bunch more to go. All right, Vitreous Art number 2. Again, I don't know whether I'm going to be able to put this back down once I pick it up again. Absolutely adore this piece. Kit from So and So in the UK. As far as I know, they still have it available. There are 2 other Vitreous Art pieces as well. This is what I have done on this. God, it's so pretty. It is so pretty. This is a 32 count. Tycho gifted to me from Teal, so that I had this fabric but the 32 count so I can work the blends properly. Love it, love it, love it, love it. We're getting near the end. Welcome, friends. This isn't one you've seen in a while. This is another kit I got when I first came back to stitching. It's a Dimensions kit. I think I also got this from Amazon. Grape leaves, because Mike and I, we kind of pretend we are wine aficionados. We don't really know what we're doing. We just know what we like. Again, changed out the Ada for a fabric I had in my stash. This is a 32 count. This is the same fabric that I stitched the Linen and Threads Mystery Sampler from 2017 on. This is the same fabric. I've been using this on a couple different pieces. I don't remember what else. The blends in the purples, it's just gorgeous. This is going to be a gorgeous piece. And I would like to get it done because, you know, it's a little welcome piece. It would look really nice over our little coffee bar down there where our wine cooler is. I know, I know, I know. Okay, we are down to the last one. And the last one was a, what's the word I'm looking for? A, remember, you know, an unplanned start, I don't know. The silk floss for Mrs. Sadis. I had to do something with it. I couldn't just let it sit. Shades of Gold, Northern Expressions needlework. And just be prepared for the video not doing this justice at all. Wait, let me get the floss so it doesn't fall on the floor. Darling is the colorway. This is 36 count. This is, like I said, the same fabric that I am doing hoity-toity on. Shades of Gold calls for 2 shades of floss, a darker gold and a lighter gold. I decided there's enough colors in this that I don't need 2. And can I just say, why didn't you guys tell me how nice it is to do a monochromatic piece? Not that this is monochromatic by any stretch of the imagination, but just using one color of floss on a whole piece, not having to do a little bit and switch out, do it a little bit and switch out. Just being able to stitch and then not have to worry about what comes next. The only thing I do think about is, so like I said, there's 2 colors of floss. So what I'm trying to do is, for the one color, I'm using the part of the floss that has these more like light blue and royal blue in it, and the other parts I'm using the part of the floss that has the more minty green, turquoisey, aqua colors in. So you can see the outline here, the outline here, this portion in here is the aqua, and then the outer border, these triangular pieces here, the center flowers are the more royal light blue. Again, it is next to impossible to put this away. Maybe Stitch Mania will just show me everyday stitching on this. I don't know. I love it. I love so many of these. The floss is just, and like I said, so the mini skeins I have, like it says on the pattern, if you're working on a 40 count fabric where you're using 1 strand of floss over two fabric threads, you would need of DMC, you would need 3 skeins of each color. So I think I have I think I have 5. Maybe I pulled out 6. I don't know. There's more where that came from, right? All right, guys. That's all. So the ones I'm not doing. December by Cross-Eyed Cricket Collection. Spring Jack, that's the Plum Street one with the big white pumpkin in the middle. Moments in Chalk, I showed you that one. Blackberry House, I showed you that one. And then the Dimensions, the little Dimensions kit Ocean that I use as my When We Go to the Beach project. Those are the 5 WIPs that I am not doing. Plus there's that Shepherd's Bush one. All right, we are at an hour and a half. There will still be some pictures at the beginning of this. That is plenty long. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this. I want to leave you with this quote. Adrian Mishler, Yoga with Adrian. I haven't been doing as much yoga as I need to because of elbow pain, shoulder pain, back pain. I need to get back to it. So I started again yesterday. And she said in her video, this is a quote that she says a lot, where your thoughts go, so goes your energy. And so when I tell you to find your joy, and I tell you it's waiting out there for you, it's more about you projecting that joy into the world. Yesterday was a pretty negative day for me. I was hurting. I went to an orthopedic doctor to start working on my elbow. I was hurting. And so it was a pretty down day for me. I didn't do a very good job of projecting that joy out there. But I truly believe what you put out in the world is what you get back. If you put out the negative thoughts, that's what you see. If you put out the positive thoughts and the positive energy, if that's what you're concentrating and spending your time on, basically, that's what you're going to get back. So spread the joy, find the joy, spread the positive thoughts, get back the positive thoughts. I'm spreading all of the joy to you guys. Stitch Mania is going to be amazing. It's going to be insane. Bear with me through all the insanity, through whatever it brings. I hope you enjoy every stitch of it. I know I'm going to. I love you guys. I will talk to you soon. Oh, speaking of it, plans this week. So I got to get those 2 done. I did get the May issue, June issue of Cross Stitcher, whatever the next issue is of Cross Stitcher, came out last night to the digital owners. So I'm going to try and get a flip through for that done tomorrow. We'll see. Tomorrow or Thursday, and then a stitch with me on Friday. So that's what my week is looking like. I love you guys. I will talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.